My name is Siddhesh Nara Shet. I am from Annavara. So last class we discussed about a topic from 8th standard, that is practical geometry. So that part is already completed. So let us move on to the next part, that is data handling. Data handling. Yes, so just observe those two words, that is one is the data, another one is the handling. So here handling nothing but we have to work on that. So we have to take in charge of some machines like that. Handling means, so when we are taking a bike or when we are taking the car, so then only we have to handle. We have to handle that car and we have to handle that bike. So likewise, here what we have to handle is data. So we have to handle the data. So what is meant by data? So simply data is an information. So that means we are taking many times that one word, that is data. So data cable, like that data entry. So in the computer science we are hearing that words many times. So data means, so it's a computerized word or it's a one organized word. So here what is the data means? It's a collection of information in an organized manner. So that means the collection of information in an organized manner, or the organized collection of information, we are call it as a data. That means in our information, in our day-to-day life, we are watching many incidents. In that every incident, there are some of the data we have to collect. So let us discuss about data first. So data is an organized collection of information, that is data. Data is an organized collection of information is known as data. Yes. So initially, so let us go to the examples. When you are going to the examples, we have many examples for that. So in our classroom information or in our classroom situation, so there are some of the data are there. That means entry of marks. The students got many marks. That means it's in a random order. That means here students, scoring of students in the examination, that can be considered as a information. That only the information. So we have, when we are collecting that information in an organized manner, so then it becomes data here. So for example, we have taken it as a, so marks of students, marks taken by students in the examination, taken by the students in the examination. For example, someone getting 20 higher marks, someone getting lower marks, like that. So when the students are in higher numbers, the information is larger. So then we have to arrange those information in the form of organized collection. That means one after another. So we have to take the columns and rows. So then we have to collect all the information in an organized manner. So like that. So another example, we are already watching some of the TVs and in sports channels. So that means then there each of the runs. So in the cricket, so batsman hits each of the run. We are taken it as a in a random order. Firstly, we have to take it in a random order. Then we have to collect in an organized manner. That is runs scored by the batsman. Runs scored by the batsman. As for example, so initially one run, so 0 first, then 1, 2, then 4, then next hit 6, then 2, then 3, then 1, 1, 1. So like that. So it's in on a random order. case the information is not in an organized manner, it is not in an organized collection, then we have to arrange that one, how many runs are scored from the only single runs, and how many runs are scored from the boundaries, and how many runs scored from the sixes. So like that we have to arrange in an organized manner. So that only we are call it as a data. That means here we have to take it as a organized collection of information. It's an information, then only we have to collect in an organized manner. So this is about data handling. That means so we have to handle all the information in a right way. So this is about data. So there are many form of representation are there in the case of representing the data. So let us discuss on that. So look at this. So this is also a form of data. So representation of data. This representation of data we are call it as a pictograph. So it's a pictograph. Pictograph. Yes. So the name only indicates pictograph, picture. So that means it's a pictorial representation of data. So we are collecting all the data and we are collecting all the informations in the form of a data or in the form of a pictures. Here all the pictorial views. So from the pictorial views we have to analyze all the data here. So then, so it's a pictograph is a pictorial representation of data. It's a pictorial representation of data. Representation of data here. Okay, so just this table represents the selling of flowers in 3 months. So in the 3 months the selling of flowers from the flower shop is as follows in the tabular column. So in the month of July, so there are 2 flowers are there, 1.5 flower. Then here August, in the month of August 3 full flowers are there, and in the September 3 flowers and 1.5 flower. So September is not completed, but here just a pictorial representative. For example 2019. Okay, so here there are 2 information is there. That means it's a scale. It's a form of scale it is. That means how to measure one single flower. What is the representation of one single flower? It's meant by scale. So here one full flower means 1000 flowers, and half of the flower means it's a 500 flowers. So just observe there are 2 full flowers and 1 half flower. That means 1000, 2000 and 2500 flowers. So in the month of July 2500 flowers are sold out. Then in the month of August, 3 full flowers are there. So that means 1000, 2000 and 3000. So that means here 3000 flowers are sold out from the flower shop in the month of August. So likewise in the September, 1 flower is there, 2 flower is there, 3 flower is there, and half flower. Here 1 half flower is there. That means 1000, 2000, 3000, 3500. 3500 flowers are sold out from the flower shop in the month of September. So this is about the pictorial representation of data. So there are many representation are there. It is also one of the easiest method of representation of data. So this is about pictograph. So let us discuss about another representation. Yes, so this is another form of representation of data or information. So this representation of information we are call it as a bar graph. It is second name, it's a bar graph. Yes. So here we are using the bars of uniform width. That means all the widths are identical. So uniform width, and their heights is proportional to the respective values or values of the data here. So what is meant by bar graph? A display of information using bars of uniform width uniform width and their heights being proportional to respective values. Yes, so here it's a display of information, it's a completely a display of information, display of data. So here, so there are many bars of uniform width, all the widths are same and their height is proportional to the respective values of the data set. So here, so this display of information represents the number of students got admitted into the school in the academic year. So here there are 3 bars are there. So each bar representing the academic year. That means 2018-19. So this bar represents 2018-19 academic year. This bar represents 2019-20 academic year, and this bar represents 2020-21 academic year. So simultaneously in the y-axis, so we have taken the number of students. So that means 50, 100, 150, 200, 250. That means new admissions we are taking. So there are 100 new admissions are there in 2018-19. There are 150 new students are there in the academic year 2019 and 20. So there are 250 new students are there in the 2020-21. That means this information represents the admission of new students in the academic years. So here, so the first bar, so this first bar represents in the 2018 and 19, 100 new students are admitted in the school. So in the academic year of 2018 and 19. So we are just observing, by observing only we can identify how many new students are got admitted in the year of 2018 and 19. So in the 2019 and 20, 150 new students got admitted in the school. Then in the 2020 to 21, so 250 students are got admitted into the school. So this is the display of information is using the bar graph. So using the bars, so using the axis, is the x-axis and y-axis. So we are analyzing the graphs. Analyzing the academic year. That means compared to the 3 academic years in 2020 to 21, there are many new admissions are there comparing to the 2019-20 and 2018 and 19. So when the question arises, how many students have got admitted in the year of 2018-19? So we have to just observe the graph 2018 and 19. Here 100 students are admitted, 100 number of students are admitted, newly admitted students are there in the year of 2018 and 19. So this is just a display of information. So display only shows the information. So this is the easiest method to analyze the data here. So let us move on to the next representation. Yes, so here it is another form of representation of data. This form of a representation of data we are call it as a double bar graph. This third one, it's a double bar graph. Yes. So here just observe here. So there are also bars. So that means in the previous example also we are using the bars with uniform width and their height is being proportional to respective values. So here also there are bars are there, but here so the 2 bars are close with each other. So here 2 bars are close with each other. So here 2 bars are in close with each other. And both are in contact with each other. So that means here we have to compare. We have to use useful for the comparison of data. So that means so here for the maths only there are 2 bars are there. That means so here the data is representing, the graph is representing 2 sets of data. So two unique sets of data, and we have to useful for the comparison of data. So here, so what is meant by double bar graph? A display of information. It's a display of information. Display of information having two sets of data, two sets of information. We can take it as a two sets of information and useful for the comparison of data. Yes, data. So here the first bars, that means in the maths only there are two bars are there. In the first bar represent the 2018-19 and the second bar represent 2019-20. That means this graph represents the number of distinction students in the 8th standard in the particular subjects. The number of students got distinction in the examination of 8th standard. So the information is as follows in the double bar graph. So just analyze all those. In the math subject, in the subject of maths, in the 2018 and 19, in the 2018 and 19, so almost 20 students, nearly 20 students, so almost 19, 18 like that. So almost 20 students got distinction in the 2018 and 19. And in the 2019 and 20, so the number is increased here. So that means here when comparing with the 2018 and 19, 2019 and 20 is bit better from the previous year. So that means here 32 above students are got distinction in the 8th standard examination. So likewise we have to compare in the science. So in the science, in the 2018 and 19, almost 32 above students got distinctions in the science subject in the 8th standard examination. So in the 2019 and 20, so almost 32 above. So almost it's a similar. So it's a balanced situation in the science subject. So here one or two members are increased in the science. So in the 2019 and 20, when we are comparing with the 2018 and 19, 2019 and 20, in 2019 and 20 in the science subject, so there are only 2 to 3 members are increased in the 8th standard examination who got distinction in the examination. So then when we compare it with the social science, so there in 2018 and 19, so there are 40 students got distinction in the 8th standard examination. And when we are comparing with the 2019-20, 2018 and 19 is bit better for social science, because in 2019 and 20 the number is decreased here. How much is decreased? Up to 35. That means almost 5 members are decreased. So from the display of information, from the display of this double bar graph, we can analyze the analyze the organized manner of information data. So this is the most easiest way to analyze all the data. So let us move on to the another one form of a representation of data. Yes, so here it is another form of representation of data. So this form of representation of data we are call it as a histogram or bars with difference. It's a fourth type, it is histogram or bars with difference. Bars with difference. Yes, so here also we are using the bars of uniform width and their heights being proportional to the respective values. Likewise we are taken here, but corresponding the organized manner of information is here like this in the tabular column. So here it's a organized collection of data, and here is the representation in the pictorial view or display of information it is. So here just the difference is, so here the bars is with difference. That means here we have taken it as an interval, 1 to 2 interval, and 2 to 3 interval, and 3 to 4 interval, and 4 to 5 interval, 5 to 6 interval. That means, so in this interval there are two numbers, 1 and 2. And when we are taking 1 and 3 means 1, 2, 3, 3 numbers are there. When we are taking 1 to 4, then 4 numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is meant by interval. So between those two numbers, so we have to take all the datas. So 1 to 2, whatever the datas are there, we have to include in this frequency, and whatever the datas in between 2 and 3, we have to include in the between 20. Here in the case of frequency 20, and between 3 and 4, whatever the information is there, so we have to include in this frequency 30. So likewise, in the 4 to 5 we have to take 25, and 5 to 6 there are 15 information are there. So in these intervals there are frequency, that means 1 to 2 there are 10 informations are there, 2 to 3 20 informations are there, 3 to 4 30 information are there, 4 to 5 25 informations are there, 5 to 6 15 informations are there. So that information we are taken it in the bars with difference or histogram. So that means here 1 to 2. So that means 2 is common for both this. So that's why I am taking that one is a histogram, because that line I joined here. So that means the bars are in contact with each other. That means 2 is belongs to this bar also, 2 is belongs to this bar also. So that's why we are taken in contact with each other. That form of representation of a data we are call it as a histogram. So this form of a representation of data is very important for this chapter, data handling. So that means here in this chapter we are most commonly using the histogram as a tool for the form of a representation or display of information. So in the case of organized collection of information, or in the case of data here. So this display of information we have to study in the next class. Let us move on to the next form of representation of data. Yes, so this is another form of representation of data. So this representation of data we call it as a circle graph. And observation we can tell it as a circle. From the circle we have to visualize all the data in only one circle. That means, so we are call it as a circle graph. The fifth one is circle graph. Circle graph. So information, it's a display of information. A display of information visualize by taking parts inside the circle, or we can take it as a display of information visualized within the circle. Yes, so here the information shows our day-to-day life. So here, so in the whole day, we having many works. So sweeping is there, and another school. So we have to go to the school, and then we have to go to the play, and we have some of the other works, and we have some of the homeworks to do. So we have to take a time for that. That means here for the sleep we want 8 hours, and for school, and we have to spend 1 hour for play, and we have to spend 3 hours for our works, and we have to spend homework for 4 hours. That means here the relation between the whole and the part. That means in whole day there are small part is there, that is we have to do homework. That means, so in the whole day, 24 hours day, we have to take 4 hours to do homework. That means here it shows the relationship between, it shows the relationship between the whole and the part. So this is about circle graph. So here in this class we have discussed about the formation of representation of data. That means we learnt about pictograph. There we have to use the pictures to represent all the data, and then we use bar graphs. There we use the bars with uniform width and their heights being proportional to the respective values, and then we use the double graph, bar graph, it meant for the comparison of two unique sets of data. And then we learnt about histogram. So there we use the bars with in contact with each other. So, and finally we learnt about circle graph. That graph is nothing but we have taken all the information within the circle by taking the part of the circle. Here it is the relation between the whole and the parts here. So I conclude this part here. So those who are watching this video for the first time, please subscribe our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon so you can get the notification easily. So thank you one and all. Be safe and stay home. Thank you.